Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show. And I'm here on the show, and I don't know about Monday Night Raw tonight. You know, people are like, oh, Chris Jericho could return, or whatever. I think this was like a Stranger Things crossover. They hit the Netflix airways with the biggest episode of, I guess, at the start of the year. Stranger Things theme and marquee title matches. Stranger Things, more like awful things. What a terrible show. For the first time in months, SmackDown cleared Raw in terms of quality. No, it's not because Chris Jericho did not return. It's because the Sesame Street WWE creative strikes again. The best thing I ever did was go to these hyped shows thinking it was a normal Raw, and it was worse than usual. This show is freaking terrible. Not even worth thinking about it tonight. Hell, even Kit Wilson's entrance theme was way more memorable in this episode. Like, I'm not saying it because CM Punk retained. It was a hell of a main event, but outside of the main event, I thought the match was good towards the end. I want to see I would like an actual storyline build towards Braun winning the championship, which is what I think they're heading for. I thought the main event was probably the best thing of the show, honestly, but the rest of the show, the finish of that match was mad. The outside table spot was great, but getting countered by a gassed out knee shot is kind of lame. But other than that, I'm tired of these hype shows. Stop hyping these shows up if they're going to be shit. Makes last year's Netflix show look good. I feel like in the beginning they had something special with the division, but now I don't really care about them. The women's division's horrendous. Both women's champions don't have any credible challengers. They're facing the same opponent. Becky's winning the IC title when that belt should be used to elevate someone else like a Roxanne Perez or somebody else. But Triple H has no balls, man. Can't even pull the trigger on Braun Breaker. Tired of Triple H. It's safe and boring. We desperately need to freshen up these rosters and start new storylines. WrestleMania season cannot be CM Punk and friends versus the Vision in a never-ending vortex. It's just safe and boring, just like always, with Sesame Street like, he crossing the street. Gosh, it was awful. More like awful things. I was hoping Chris Jericho would debut, but I shouldn't say debut, come back to WWE, but I wasn't getting my hopes up. Just thumbs down. I didn't like it, man. Like, everything was either... I'll say the opening match was good. The women's tag team title match was good to open the show, where we got new tag team champions. That was pretty good, I thought. But honestly, and the main event was solid. There were some spots, but other than that, I mean, this wasn't really great. Javon Evans now officially a member of the Raw roster. No scene or mention on the North American version of the program, and signed a contract during the commercials. But yet, we get to watch the Russo's ramble and yeet, yeet. Can't even see this. Hopefully they do something with Javon Evans, though. He's officially a member of the Raw roster. Hopefully they do something with him. And Stephanie, she had a walking boot. Don't tell me the injury bug got her, too. There's so many injuries right now with WWE. Like, Dominic's hurt, Sheamus is hurt. Don't tell me the injury bug got her, too. I mean, at least it isn't a shoulder injury. But hopefully she's not actually hurt. But maybe she ain't that injured if she did an attack ankle. But, I don't know. Show was absolutely... For the second year in a row, their first show of the year on a Monday night was a complete snooze fest for the most part. The crowd is shit. And and the matches were very much under-delivered and really undelivered for the most part. And you say, oh, it wasn't that bad. Yeah, to me it was. And what was the point of pushing this Stranger Things crossover? Like, why? And then this report comes out. How a coincidence this comes out right after the show. Chris Jericho was never slated for tonight's Raw. It is in Los Angeles this week via PW Insider. And Pierce's reference to breaking walls down was a reference to the already announced Stranger Things crossover having the wall into the upside down dimension. Sure, man. Sure. He knew what he was doing. Wait until after the show for this to come out. They knew what they were doing. That reference would not have anything to do with Stranger Things whatsoever. It's just some bullshit fed report. Shit, they barely did anything for the crossover besides use their music and the stage design. Pretty boring finish to a mediocre show. Hell, probably worse than mediocre. We all know he's probably returning at the Royal Rumble, so... But don't stop using these big words. We'll break the walls down. You know people are going to think Chris Jericho. Oh, God. That's why I don't get my hopes up with this shit. It's funny how they always have these confirmation posts when the show's already ended. It's funny how they always have it. They don't know shit. He's going to come back to the Royal Rumble, probably. You know, they knew what he knew what he was doing saying. Then why tease it? He was definitely Chris Jericho when they were teasing it all night. You know what he was doing. But let's get to the show. I ran it for like 7 minutes. So let's start. Women's Tag Team Championship match. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors. So this was pretty damn good. Ripley and Sky defeated the Kabuki Warriors to win the tag titles. This was a pretty fun, really fun match. This was a fantastic match between two great teams. You know, Io and Rhea's star power. This is probably the hottest the women's tag division's ever been. I guess it'll be interesting to see who steps up to being no challengers. I don't know who else they're gonna team with. Honestly, but this was a fantastic match, though. Gunther, promo here, AJ Styles, he entered the Barclays Center and really showed off his new Tap Like a Bitch t-shirt, immortalizing his victory over John Cena. Addressing the audience, he asked where the respect was for him, which instantly brought out AJ Styles to a big pop, taunted the Phenomenal One, to which he responded with a nasty slap. You ain't gonna do nothing, Styles could be overheard telling the ring general. That's what I thought. Nothing. This was a disappointing, uninspired segment, man. Styles pulled Gunther's Punk card, which was to only fuel the heel to avenge the humiliation, but there was nothing here. It ended awkwardly. WWE's gonna fumble this, to nobody's surprise. But it looks like Gunther's gonna be facing AJ Styles next. Next, Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch. This was solid, I guess. Becky Lynch defeated Maxine Dupree to win the championship. Does Becky really need the championship back? Like, Maxine's been doing a lot of great work lately. The latest match in their story did not have the heat behind it their previous matches did. This may have been their best match. Like, they have good chemistry in the ring, but it's somewhat disappointing for Dupree. Their title reign ended after just one televised defense. But I know Becky, but she's a bigger star for having worked this program with Becky Lynch, I guess. But, I don't know. I'd rather see someone else win. Does Becky really need it back? This was solid, I guess. Usos had a promo. The promos, Stephanie cut one. They were alright, I guess. Good beatdown angle. Raquel beats down Stephanie. Neither promo said much of note, nor were they original. In fact, both Usos and Becky had mostly the same things to say. They were open challenge to anyone who wants a shot at the gold, about as generic as you could expect. In the case of Raquel attack on Valkyrie, then again backstage after the commercial, it was hugely effective. I mean, maybe to build some heat on her. Lyra versus Liv Morgan was whatever. I mean, Liv looked good in her first match back on television. Morgan catched Valkyria with Oblivion to get the win. Whatever. The main event, thought was solid. There was a significant hype surrounding this match, and for the most part, lived up to it. Punk looked his age at times and breaker matches and experience in big matches to others, but for the most part it was good. The run-ins with the Vision, Mysterio, Lee, and Penta were just unnecessary. It continues to be a part of the story, but you could have gotten it exactly the same finish without the overbooking. It was a good main event. It was a good, solid main event. Though the lack of surprises, returns, or major angles, it's just the same shit, same overbooked crap. I'm gonna give this show a 5 out of 10. I should, well, I don't know. You know what? Maybe a 4 out of 10, actually. I don't know, man. I don't want to be labels of WWE haters. I don't even recap AEW. I don't even watch it, but it's not even because Chris Jericho didn't return. I kind of didn't expect that tonight. I was thinking they're probably going to save it for the Rumble. I was kind of hoping it would be tonight, but I wasn't getting my hopes up. But it's just the same safe creative. But yeah, that's all to say for this show. So, yeah, leave a like, subscribe for more. Peace.